Hi, I'm Anthony from Sydney Backyard Veggies. I'm over at my cabbage patch and I've been waiting for these to start forming up for a while, and now that the heat's really kicked in, they're ready to go. So there's two nice looking heads. There's this one here right behind me, as you can just see in the background there, and I've got one just adjacent to it. I'm going to go through and harvest these. But they probably could grow a bit larger, but at this stage I need to start moving this patch, and I've got close to 40 cabbages to get through in my backyard at the moment, so I really need to start processing and getting through them. So I'm going to be harvesting two today, so I'm going to go through that right now. Just to give everyone a recap on this cabbage patch, I planted this out in July, and originally it was supposed to be cauliflower, but due to a mix up in the seeds, I've ended up with a whole lot of cabbages. I've got 20 in this location, and I've probably got another 20 in my other bed. So I'm going to come through. I'm going to harvest this guy. This one's definitely ready to go, but I'm also going to ready to harvest this one. So the key issue here I've got here is because this is a west facing garden, I still have a lot more cabbages coming across the bed, but they're at different sizes. So if I go towards the back, which gets less sun, they're only just starting to form, as you can see there. So, which is sort of works out well for me because I am not trying to harvest, all the heads at the same time. But I'm going to come through, harvest those two heads, and hopefully over the next few weeks, the rest of them will be ready to harvest. See if I can. It's going to cut the root ball off. There you go. Just got a bit of weight to it. Yeah, it's got a good size to it, as you can see there. Gonna go clean it up. I'm gonna harvest the next one, and then I'll clean these up and see how big the heads are. Okay, beautiful. Okay, so I've got my cabbage. It's the same story of trying to remove all these outer leaves. These will go chickens, but they really put on a lot of growth in the last few weeks as the weather warmed up. There you go, perfect. Feels quite firm. It could have probably grown for another few more, probably 2 weeks, and I would have put on some serious size, but look, I've got plenty. I need to really get through it, and this is probably just the right size for salads and for stuffed cabbage rolls. So I'm going to do the second one and see how we end up. So I harvested two heads, and these are it. This is perfect. They look absolutely amazing. Really glad there is no slug damage in them. They've got good weight to them too, which is really good. I could have left them for a few more weeks, but look, it's starting to get way too warm now, and I'm really anxious they're going to start bolting, so I'm happy to start harvesting them. And I've got like 40 to 50 heads, so I really need to start working through them. The variety is called Green Coronet. Again, this is a commercial grade variety. I find it works really well in Sydney and in the warmer areas that I live in. So I'm really happy to start growing these again next year. I will plant out my next round of cabbage in February. That's when I grow all my brassicas. From now, I won't plant any more cabbages now. It's just too late in the season. Just happy to clear out that bed. I'm going to be planting corn in that spot, so the sooner I can move the cabbages, the better. I'm going to give these a bit of a wash, cut off the bottoms, and then I'm going to harvest a few more things in the patch. So now we're in the middle of September, and the last few really hot sunny days we've had here in Sydney, a lot of my leafy greens are starting to bolt. This is my chicory that I'd planted out early August, and it's been in the ground for about 8 weeks, and I've had a few picks from it, but now it's come to a point where the plants are just starting to bolt, and if I leave them in the ground any longer, the quality of the harvest will deteriorate. So what I'm going to do is actually remove all these plants, collect all the leaves that I can salvage from the crop, and clear the bed, and with the hope of planting potentially watermelon in this spot in the next few weeks. So first things first, I'm going to go through, harvest the crop and see what I can get out of it. So just to harvest these, I'm essentially just going to be ripping them out, roots and all. They've gotten quite big for what you can see there. They've gotten quite big for what they were supposed to be, and they're looking, you know, really, really good. The leaves are quite clean. So I'm going to pretty much just chop off the base, probably even chop just straight off, and get it all cleaned up and taken. What we generally do with this, you can either eat it as it's got a bitter taste, so you can either eat it as in a salad. We do it with a garlic and oil and lemon dressing, which is really, really nice. It's got that nice bitterness to it. But also another thing we do with this is that we cook it, and then we make a dish called hindi, which is an Arabic dish. And what we do is we cook it up with caramelized onions and the like. It's actually really, really nice to eat. But I'll take these over to my mum. Mum's going to actually sort these out, but I'm going to go harvest through the lot and show you what I end up with. So just after that quick harvest, this is the amount of, I'll just pick that up, amount of leaves that I've got from my chicory. Look, if you really like bitter lettuce or bitter style salads and you've got the space, chicory is the way to go. I think there's a lot you can get out of this crop. It is typically a pick and go, but yeah, I wanted to move them on so I can get more space to plant out my other spring veggies. But yeah, these we're going to go now. Probably some have been made in salads, and some of them we cook down, and we use them similar to how we use silver beet or spinach. But happy to have cleaned them up and ready to move on to harvest a few other things. Continuing on with the harvesting theme, I need to get a few heads of lettuce for the parents. I'm taking over those chicory, and I'm just going to go through and harvest a few of these lettuces. These are the oak leaf lettuces that I've started planting out in early August as I was waiting for the weather to warm up for my spring veggies. I've also got 2 heads of cos lettuce sitting in there, and they're looking great, as you can see just here in the end. I'm still gonna harvest these. These will not form a head now. It's too hot. They'll bolt. So, but the leaves are perfect, and you know the fam will eat those with yeah, Lebanese salads like tabbouleh and the like. So I'm gonna harvest those 2 heads for them. But I'm also gonna start harvesting the oak leaf. They've put on a bit of size, but yeah, as with all winter greens, as soon as the sun hits and the weather gets warm, they will all bolt. So I'm going to come through, probably harvest for my family, probably 5 heads of oak leaf and the 2 cos lettuces there as well. Nice little cos lettuce there. It's going to start bolting soon, so I had to harvest it, but this will be perfect. Yeah, so I'm still rushing around trying to finish off my harvests, and the last thing I'm going to harvest is broccoli. I was harvesting the main patches at the front of the main bed before that's almost done. The way I play my broccoli is as soon as I finish harvesting one bed, the next bed comes online, and lucky enough, this bed of 24 plants is just about to come online. Now this has been grown in the shade, so it's not as big and the plants aren't as vigorous. But the good thing about broccoli is they will grow in part shade. You will get a crop out of them, but they're not going to be overly large heads, but I'm happy to harvest what I can. So if you could just look over here, you can see it's actually quite a decent head there. So there's 2 or 3 heads that I'm looking at harvesting at the moment. So I'm going to come through and do that just before it gets too dark. So I'm going to go do it now. There you go, 3 broccoli. I'll clean them up. That's my 3 broccoli heads. I'm going to take these now, give them a wash, add them to today's harvest. So I've just finished off the harvest, and that's my lot for this afternoon. A whole bunch of chicory, 6 heads of lettuce, 3 heads of broccoli, and 2 cabbages. Yeah, look, it's a lot of this winter greens are really pushing through at the moment, so I'm really happy that I've been able to grow these out and got to them at the right time before they bolted. So happy to start working for those, and I'm really looking forward to spring veggies, but I've still got a lot of winter veg that I've got to pick through. So yeah, I'm going to take these over to my parents' house. They're really going to enjoy a lot of this stuff, but so that's the only way really I can get through the gluts that I get through in my yard. I have to share them around with family and friends. So thanks for everyone for watching. I really appreciate the support, and I look forward to seeing you in the next one.